Well, if you're in the market for an e-bike for Christmas this year, it's important to know the rules that come with them.
That's right, because there are some specific classifications that can really make them legal or illegal to use on the roads. And we're here now with CHP Officer Jared Grieshaber. He's in our studio live with what you need to know before you make that purchase and get behind the wheel. Thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you. So for some people, they may not know what an electric bicycle is. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, so an electric bicycle, it's going to be a bicycle with an electric motor. So it has to have pedals. It has to have a motor that's less than 750 watts. And then our Class 1 and Class 2 bicycles are going to go up to 20 miles per hour. And then our Class 3 bicycles will be going up to 28 miles per hour, and you have to be over 16 years of age and wear a helmet to ride one of those.
These things can go pretty fast.
Yes.
You know, seeing them all around San Diego, they're obviously very popular. You said there's some age requirements for certain classes, but what about in total? I know we've kind of seen some cities adopt some stricter rules.
Yeah, so a good rule of thumb here in San Diego, a lot of the cities have adopted a rule. They have to be 12 years of age or older to ride those Class 1 or Class 2 bicycles. And then if you have to be at least 16 years of age to ride that Class 3 bicycle. And then adults or children have to wear helmets with the Class 3. And then obviously if you're under age 18, you have to follow the same rules as a regular bicycle, so you have to wear that helmet as well.
What happens if the e-bike doesn't fall under one of these classifications?
So to be classified as an e-bike here in California, you're going to buy it from a reputable business. It has to have some type of sticker, something that indicates what class that bicycle is. So it should have a sticker on there indicating whether it's a Class 1, 2, or 3 bicycle. If it doesn't have that, then technically you're falling outside of the law, and it's not considered an e-bike here in the state of California.
Is there anything else that would make an e-bike illegal?
So a lot of people, what they're doing is they're buying their kids these e-motorcycles. So if it doesn't have pedals, it's not considered a bicycle. So the e-motorcycles are not road legal, that you can use them for off-road use or use them on private property in your backyard or something. But a lot of times parents are confused. They buy their kids these e-motorcycles, which are completely illegal for road use.
So is that what you're talking about? That's an out-of-class electric vehicle, essentially?
For the most part, yeah, that's going to be the most common one we see. These e-motorcycles, they're much more powerful. Their engines are much greater than that 750 watt. They can reach speeds up to, freeway speeds up to 65, 70 miles an hour. And you put that in a teen's hands, and it can be devastating.
Yep.
Where exactly should people be riding these e-bikes? I've seen them on the sidewalk, the bike lane, in between cars. What's the proper usage?
So if you're riding a proper e-bike, you're going to follow the same rules as a bicyclist. So you're going to be going the same way as traffic with the flow of traffic. For the most part, it's okay to use bike lanes unless there's signage that says that they don't want e-bikes on that path or that bike lane. But basically, a good rule of thumb is you can follow the same rules as you would a regular bicyclist.
And what are some of the factors or behaviors, I guess, that could increase the chances of being injured?
Yeah, so a lot of these e-bikes are much heavier than regular bicycles. So it's going to take a much further distance for you to come to a stop because it's a heavier thing. A lot of times you see the kids riding with passengers in the back. So they're kind of goofing off. That can throw off your weight. You're not properly turning. So a lot of times when you fall over, you have that heavy bicycle that's also falling on top of you. Before coming in, I looked at some stats. In 2018, we had less than 200 e-bike injuries. As of now, 2024, we had over 4,000.
Wow.
So you can see the uptick in the injuries and how serious the issue it can be.
Yeah. What about helmets? I know you mentioned it briefly, but I've seen some people have the helmet on but not buckled. You know, what's kind of the rules for that?
Yeah, so you're gonna basically look at that helmet and see what the proper fit is and how it's supposed to be worn. But yes, it should be, the chin strap should be under the chin and all that, and then follow the manufacturer's suggestions on the proper use of that helmet.
And very quickly, the CHP does have an online e-bike safety and training program. So
that is correct. Yeah, you can go right now onto chp.ca.gov. On that homepage, there's going to be an e-bike training. So if something I said isn't making sense, go onto that training, and it'll kind of explain everything to you piece by piece. Yeah.
A lot of information, but great information.
Definitely, especially this time of year when so many parents are probably looking to buy them for their kids.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, maybe too fun sometimes. All right, Officer Grieshaber, thank you so much for being here today. We always appreciate your time. The Fox 5 News